So here for my 231st oil painting, and who knows how many walkthroughs I've done, but I wanted to do another process walkthrough, and this time explore some topics that I've touched on before, some about backgrounds and the appeal of doing nature backgrounds, but also on light sources. So starting this painting out, as I always do, just sort of a rough freehand outline of the subject. I need these for boundaries to try to get some of the proportions and some of the positioning and placement correct. Obviously, I'm not measuring here. I mentioned freehand, so no grids or anything like that, no ruler, no caliper, just because that's something that I've wanted to practice, and I've talked about that before. But I've also lately been trying to get. I still want that container for the painting, but I also have realized more and more that I need to worry less about discrete lines and more so. I always try to, as I progress, block in shapes of color, but I've been wondering more and more if I can get away from even outlines, even more away from my pencil drawing roots, and block in some shapes and things from the beginning. Obviously, this is still contains lines and stuff like that, and maybe I'll never totally get away from it, but I feel like that'll help me some with kind of piecing this together the way I want to. So on this one, I've done just that, and I've moved past that kind of outline, that middle value and color that I use for the outline, and then dove into like those discrete blocks. So middle was sort of kind of touching off the dark and then getting the light, sort of mixing reds and yellows and browns and trying to bring those skin tones and bring in some of the hair colors and things like that too. And then for this one, it's a lot of denim. I kept thinking as I was painting this, I'm doing a Canadian tuxedo. It's denim jeans and a denim shirt, so why not? So that's what I did here, and fabrics I've mentioned many times. That's something that is more difficult for me than skin and hair is. So it's something that I've been practicing on, like the folds of fabrics and kind of texture too, but I'm still really bad at texture, so that's not great. So this one less so. You can tell the progress that I've made. This one's still just okay as far as fabric goes, but the next painting that I'm going to share, I'll probably have it next week or the week after. I think I did a pretty good job on the fabric, so to be continued on that. But as far as this one goes, a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm not sure where timing in syncing the audio with the actual video, I'm not sure when that's going to work, but from what I can tell here, at least some semblance of what I was trying to do with the light should be coming through. And you can see I'm also, depending on where it is, sort of filling in the background too. As far as the light goes, what I was really angling for is to kind of bring that together with the background, have kind of a light source above the subject's head peeking through these trees, through this nature background. And I wanted that to shine through kind of like the arm fold of the subject's shirt, to kind of give a sense, and maybe on the side of the head as well, to give some sense of, I guess, sort of the sunlight, how it touches. And I didn't do a very good job, unfortunately. I'll pick that back up as I get more towards the end of the video. First, I do want to touch on the background a little bit. I've talked about my emphasis over at least the last year, maybe a little longer, to explore backgrounds. Just have some fun with it, explore how backgrounds work and how I can make them more interesting in my own paintings. Early on, I didn't do really anything interesting with backgrounds. It was usually a plain color, or sometimes I even skip the background entirely. I still occasionally do that, but I really like nature backgrounds. And I think it's a lot to do with my love of Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, which I've mentioned many times in videos. I just love what he did with nature scenes, his approachable method and the way he made painting seemed like something I could do too, was really appealing to me. So a lot of what he did resonates with me. So I just kind of have gravitated towards those. And I just, I like the way alla prima kind of nature scenes look. They look nice to me. So that's what I did here. I did kind of a nature-esque sort of trees in the background and whatnot. Since we're getting towards the end of this one, hopefully you can see a little bit more of what I was trying to do with the light. How the light is peeking through the trees, is shining on some of the section where the trees open up there, and then shining through the subject's kind of arm area of the shirt there. I think that, light is something that I've tried to practice. I've always been of the mindset that if I'm not good at something, I should try to do it more. So I should try to do light practice more, because I do need some improvement here. Like, for example, in this one, I got some of those light aspects, but I probably should have added some more color to it to try to really emphasize. Maybe a little more yellow would have helped this. I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard in hindsight to piece together how I could have improved it. Sometimes things just aren't great examples of what you want to do, and sometimes it's better to just move on. So I didn't belabor this one at all. It turned out how it turned out. Not bad overall, but not the best example of what I wanted to do with light. So I'll probably explore those themes more later. We'll see. But anyways, that's all I have for this one. I appreciate you watching. Thanks. I hope to see you for the next one.
Mm.